Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Behind the Wrestler. My guest at this time is none other than the SPW IPW heavyweight champion and the man who was undefeated over 800 days, Jamie Tagataeseis. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, man.
Very first question off the bat. You've probably been asked multiple times, and you're probably going to be asked multiple times over again. Who, when, and where inspired you to become a professional wrestler, and how did you go about it?
So pretty much, it was pretty much the first time I watched wrestling back when I was a kid. My
Mm,
dad was just channel surfing for the TV, and then he stopped at WWF.
mm.
And the first wrestler I actually saw on WWF was actually became my favorite wrestler and still is to this day. And that was Kane.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
yeah, all I just saw was this massive figure of a man with the most coolest mask, coolest hair, the most coolest attire ever, man. It was just the
Yeah.
screen was all him just walking down the ramp, man. I was like, man, I want to be just like that guy. Well, I want to do what he's doing, you know. And then
Yeah.
ever since then, I just fell in love with not only Kane but what he was doing as for a career that was professional wrestling.
Mm.
So yeah, so it was because of Kane that I want to be a professional wrestler. So yeah, I'm glad my dad stuck to that channel. Then I guess.
Nice. How did you go about finding a professional wrestling school over here in New Zealand?
Oh no, that pretty much just came about just by looking it up because I didn't know um professional wrestling actually existed in New Zealand until I looked it up
Yeah.
because as ever since I was a kid I wanted to be a professional wrestler, but living here in little New Zealand, you think that a dream that big would be actually impossible.
Mm.
Not until I was 21, I think, where I had nothing else to do with my life. I was working a 9 to 5 job. I didn't like it. And then there was nothing else that interested me in life or in uni and whatnot. So that's when I
Mm.
was like, man, what do I like to do? And that's when I looked back as a kid. I was like, man, there was only one thing I wanted to be in, that was professional wrestling. And I was like, man, our first step is to see if it existed in New Zealand. And that's when I looked it up and I found IPW
Oh,
and kicked
nice.
off from there. Yeah.
And walking through the doors of IPW and getting your first training under your belt and stuff, what was the expectations that you had in your mind, and what did you take away from your first professional wrestling training session?
Yeah. So I did a whole heap of research before getting into the tryout
Mm,
of IPW. And honestly, like I knew that was going to be difficult, so I expected the worst, and that's exactly what I got at IPW tryout. Honestly, like never in my whole life have I done over 30 squats,
oh,
and at the tryout I did exactly 112. So, and uh, and pretty much cardio has always been my number one enemy.
yeah.
So they kind of drove us to the point of like, man, I couldn't walk properly after that. So yeah. I expected the worst, and that's exactly what we got. And yeah, it was good fun as well. So that was good too.
And like getting a couple of training underneath your belt and stuff, and then finding out that you were making your debut with as part of being the muscle man for young Nats at the time, and who was led by Mr. Burns. When you found out that you're getting an opportunity to be a part of the young Nats and also get to debut and stuff, how was all of that process come about, and how was all of that whole entire experience before you broke away and became this single like superstar monster that everybody wants to go against?
So I was actually like real excited and honored to even be part of the show,
Mm,
and especially to be part of the show that early. I only trained for like about actually an entire year, my first year, and then they called me up to be with the young nuts, and I was like, damn, I was expecting at least a 2 year in training before I actually started being part of the show.
yeah.
But yeah, but to be part of the show after just a year of training, that was very exciting for me, and especially coming in a group,
Mm,
that actually helped me a lot. Like working with Burns and Oliver and all of Ben Cattell as well.
mm,
All of them, like it was honestly just getting into business with real good training rules, and then that was real good for me. Like some people get into the business by themselves, and it is really hard
mm,
to get straight into as a singles competitor.
yeah.
But with me, I was real fortunate to debut with a group of very talented veterans in the game
Mm,
that helped me. and taught me everything in the in and outs of the ring, and what to do as soon as we get out the curtain, and well, how to be this massive bodyguard for Mr. Burns, and
Yeah.
how to just really get into character and stuff, and yeah, and I was just actually real lucky to have that help straight off the bat, debuting in IPW. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Mm.
then having a couple of like matches and couple of teasers of like, or is he gonna break away, or is he just gonna stick with the young Nats, and like what's gonna happen, how's it gonna happen? And then when you got that opportunity of like, okay, cool, you're now ready to be broken away and go on singles. Um, how did all of that come about, and what was that experience like? And then going from your first singles match to eventually getting a title shot and eventually winning the IPW World Heavyweight Championship, and then also getting another opportunity to go down to SPW and winning that heavyweight championship and holding them simultaneously.
Man, like when I got the call to break off from the Young Nats, I was real nervous but excited at the same time. Like I was at that point where I was getting like comfortable
Hmm.
being in the group, and then as soon as I got called to be a singles competitor after that, man, it was real nerve wracking to be out there by myself, with no one to guide me and stuff. Like, of course, we have the behind the scenes trainers and whatnot, but like once you're out in that curtain, you're by yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm real excited as well because I get to show the audience what I can do by myself,
Hmm.
the skill set that I can show them, and just show them what I can do. So that was real exciting, and
Hmm.
yeah, just like my debut, honestly, that title opportunity came real fast. I think when I broke off from the Young Nats, we started off as a singles competitor 2018. 6 months later, I got won the eliminator, and then yeah, had my first title shot for the IPW championship and won that. And then I think yeah, and I think just over a year later, when I won the SPW title, I was like, man, this is crazy. I think this whole thing's gone way too fast. And but like looking back at it, like it's honestly such a blessing and honor to even receive all these kind of blessings like this quick. So
Yeah.
like yeah, I've been real fortunate enough, and yeah, it's still to this day it's nerve wracking to be out there by myself, but also excited to just show that I can really do this and that I was born to do this. So yeah.
Yeah. And once you won the IPW Heavyweight Championship, everybody was gunning for you.
Yeah,
You had Jake Sheehan, you had Charlie Roberts, you had Marcus Cool, you had so much people just lined up wanting to take you on, and you just knocked them down one by one. And having that run with that heavyweight championship until you got your opportunity, who was the most difficult opponent you had to face, and who taught you the most from that experience?
oh man, the most toughest. Oh, it's hard to say. It's
Mm,
like a lot of the guys that I've versed as champ have been all most majority of them veterans.
yeah,
Veterans of the game. They've all taught me different but like real important stuff. But like honestly, I guess uh first guy that comes to mind of who's taught me a lot was the first guy that taught me anything wrestling since IPW trial, and that'll be Alfred Ballantyne.
yeah,
You know, if you were to ask me, like, man, who taught me a lot in this business, the first guy that pops in my head was Alf. But not only because he was my first trainer and all, but man, that guy has a real like his knowledge of wrestling is beyond like anything that I can comprehend of professional wrestling. And
yeah,
yeah, and that not only goes for him, but also just a long line of trainers like Caleb,
mm,
Caleb, Liam, Charlie Rock, all those guys, Jake, all
yeah,
those guys has taught me a lot, and yeah, I've been real grateful and blessed to be trained under those guys. So yeah, yeah, I honestly can't choose who's been my hardest opponent. Yeah, I count every match, every opponent a blessing. So yeah.
yeah. And taking all of that knowledge that getting the opportunities and stuff, and then eventually getting the opportunity to wrestle on SPW, and SPW is one of the hardest promotions to get on. Who was run by Marcus Cool and T-Rex. They look for, like, little things in, what makes a wrestler, and it's real hard to get on the shows. To get the opportunity to be invited down to SPW, and then also get the opportunity and become the number one contender for the SPW Heavyweight Championship and win it. How was all of that experience, and getting your first taste of, like, this is what it's like to be double champ, and this is what it's like to be a single champ, and this is the pressure that I have on me now than what I had before?
Yeah, honestly, it's the day SPW contacted me to come down to Invercargill to debut.
Mm.
That was pretty much the first moment I was more excited than I was nervous. Like every time I'm in a match or whatnot, I'm always nervous. I'm more nervous than I am excited. But for SPW, first time I was more excited than I was nervous because, man, I've been keeping an eye on SPW ever since I got into this whole IPW wrestling thing, and
Yeah.
I just see how great of an atmosphere it is down in Chicago. The audience over there is are crazy, and like ever since I was introduced to SPW, I thought I immediately knew that I had to be there ASAP.
Mm.
I just wanted to do my thing over here in IPW and see where it goes. And so yeah, it was just a real honor and privilege to be asked to come down to debut at SPW.
Mm.
And not only that, like just over 6 months later, they asked me to be in the Southern Rumble,
Right.
which is a massive event for SPW, and
Yeah.
honestly, such a huge honor to even be a part of, and then to win the Southern Rumble, to go on to versus Shane Sinclair, which by the way is a great worker, one of the greatest to ever be in the game in NZ professional wrestling, and
Yeah.
honestly to win the title as well. Just another milestone for me, and a huge blessing as well. So yeah, counting blessings, man, counting blessings.
and like, getting all of the opportunities of the goals that you set out for yourself when you first got into the wrestling business, and had your first training session and then your first debut and stuff. Have you achieved every single goal then, and what are your new goals that you have set for yourself?
Yeah, I guess and everyone's goal in professional wrestling, it's pretty much the IPW title and the SPW title that you're really gunning for,
Mm.
and to hold both, to be the first actually to hold both is such a huge honor and blessing as well. And I guess what's next is to really uh maintain that kind of status, that kind of status of a fighting champion.
Right.
There's so many talent in New Zealand that I want to face.
Mm.
There's honestly, like, yeah, I'm SPW champ, but there's so many talent in SPW that I want to that I want to step in the ring with. There's Cool Guy Sky, there's Will Power.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talent there, and still a lot of talent up here in Auckland. You and another one.
One day,
Yeah,
one day, one day.
but yeah, honestly, like, yeah, to think of what's next in the future, I really can't say, because I'm that kind of guy that like is just going with the flow with this whole wrestling thing,
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I've got a massive dream to become a WWE superstar, and I
Mm.
know that's a long shot, but in order for me to do that, I got to take these small steps first.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
yeah, so these small steps require me to just keep hustling and doing the hard yards here,
Mm.
wherever I am, and then see where it goes from there,
Yeah.
and see what opportunities come my way. And honestly, I'll just take them all. I'll just take whatever I can get, and that's where my mindset's at. So yeah.
Nice, nice. And if anybody would get a WWE contract before anybody else, and I know it's gonna be you.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. They'll be they'll be stupid not to hire you. So
Cheers, man.
like, and getting to the point where, you know Jake Sheehan has been like one of your most like competitive people that you've gone up against, and he is the the person who's actually broken your streak. Um, Getting the opportunity to work with Jake Sheehan and him being around for so long, being a part of First, being IPW Tag Team Champion, holding the IPW Heavyweight Champion, beforehand and everything, the cup and so on and so forth. He's done it all, and getting the opportunity to work with Jake Sheehan, all these multiple matches and these high caliber matches and these exhausting matches that I, was sitting in the crowd for, and you getting the opportunity to work with a guy like Jake. What was that like, and what was the experience like you took away from it?
Yeah, it was honestly, it's real cool. It was real cool working with Jake.
Mm,
He was actually at the IPW trial, so as one of our trainers. So it's like honestly always um a great feeling to work matches with your trainers.
right.
Yeah, no, it really tells you that they trust you.
Mm,
They trust in your ability and what you can bring into the ring. So that's always a real good feeling to have.
mm,
And yeah, just having all these multiple matches, different matches as well, have has been really good, and always, it always pushes us to do something different. Like
yeah.
you would think that working with the same person for like a lot of the shows, you think you would get the same thing, but working with Jake has always pushed me and the both of us to really change our match structures and whatnot, and
Yeah.
even that, even was it last year? I think. Yeah, last year at the cage match,
Yeah.
that was a game changer for me as well, and a huge honor to be a part of as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just been a huge honor to work with Jake, not only as my trainer but as a friend. So it's real cool. Yeah, it's just real cool to work with him.
um
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
and and getting the opportunity to work with Charlie Roberts, who's also one of your trainers as well. What was that
Yeah,
experience like? If you want to make a name for yourself in professional wrestling, he's the guy
yeah,
to do it with, because
yeah,
he's the bar. Like, there's a reason he's called the Alpha Elite for a reason.
yeah.
And getting the opportunity to work with Charlie Roberts, who's been around for so long and held so many championship and has worked for New Japan as well. What was that experience like, and getting the coaching advice and him taking you under his wing and giving you the advice and the guidance to be like, hey, you know try this. If this doesn't work, try this, and or try this, just see what sticks.
Man, Charlie Roberts is definitely one of the best in New Zealand professional wrestling, and one of the best trainers I've ever been trained under, and one of the best guys to ever work a match with. And
Hmm.
yeah, man, honestly, I can't describe how great it is to always work with Rob. He's one
Yeah.
of the he's one of my real good friends. And yeah, he's helped me so much. Like even like when we travel together,
Yeah.
he's always looked after me. He's always looked after me and looked out for me, giving me advice and told me what's bad for me and what's good for me, what to take and what not to take.
Hmm.
He's always giving me the best advice, and honestly, I trust him. I trust him with everything I have, because man, he's just one of the best guys to just be friends with, train with, have a match with. Man, I can't say enough about that guy. But
Yeah.
actually, I can't say anything. Yeah, he's one of the best. And yeah, like he was actually one of the first guys I ever had a match with, and during the match he winged some of the spots. He like
Yeah, he does.
he kind of came to close, like, what are you doing? Where are you going?
Yeah.
And it turns out to be a great moment. I'm
Yeah.
like, man, this guy's mind, oh,
Oh
just
yeah.
genius in the ring, bro, genius,
Yeah.
real good, dude. Like, oh man, yeah, great guy, honestly.
And like getting all the experiences that you've had so far, um what is what are the five best advices that you have gotten so far, and what is what is your 2021 goal for the year?
Oh, 5 best advice. Be you, don't like whatever you want to do, you do it. Don't do what everyone else is telling you or suggesting you to be and to do,
Mm.
Slow down. That's a big one for me. Like every time I have a match, a massive feedback will always be to slow down. If I think I'm going slow, slow even more, slow
Yeah.
down even more. That's always a major thing for me. Um, uh, Work hard, never give up, and don't forget your gear.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Which luckily I've never had. So
Yeah,
on
yeah.
like one of them, like before a match, I literally go through my bag to make sure I got all my gear. I check like 3 times. I don't know. Oh, this is how I check my gear: socks, boots, pad, tights, singlet, muscle tape, socks, boots.
Just gotta make sure, right?
Honestly, that's one thing you do not want to do as a wrestler is forget your gear, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Will
Yeah, yeah. Plenty of people have done that. What for anyone who's gonna see this episode, what advice would you give? And if there's any young talent in IPW or anywhere, across from the country who's going to watch us or even looks up, who looks up to you as well, what would you like to say to them?
Yeah. Oh, before I answer that, going back to your previous question of my
Yep.
goal is 21.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I don't want to that. It was pretty much just get my cardio up.
Oh
Face
yeah.
my number one enemy. Yeah. So yeah. So
That's
anyway, yeah. Honestly, the best advice I could give to anyone that wants to pursue this crazy dream is an advice that I wish someone gave me when I was a kid, and that would be like whatever you want to, if whatever you want to do, go for it. Doesn't matter how big the dream is, doesn't matter how much you think the dream, how impossible you think the dream is. Honestly, drop everything you're doing and chase the dream, because there's nothing else you're gonna do in life. Like if you forget that dream, life's gonna be real hard for you, and you're just gonna pretty much, like me, hit rock bottom and not know what you want to do, and then realize later on that what you want to do was what you wanted to do ever since you're a kid. So if you're anything like me, man, as soon as you got your dream locked on, doesn't matter how hard you think it's gonna be, bro. Like honestly, just go for it. So yeah, I guess that's the biggest advice I could give anyone. That's just to chase the dream, man. Don't let it go, and don't pursue anything else but your dream. So yeah.
what is next for the SPW and IPW champion?
What is this? I guess for now I'm is just stepping in the ring with the long line of people that I want to step in the ring with. There's like I mean we got Niwa in New Zealand now,
Yeah.
We've got Tohinari coming back and forth from Japan.
Yeah.
So like those top guys, and a lot of the young talent in SPW, there's a lot of guys that I want to face as champ, or like yeah, either way I just want to face them, so I guess that's what's next is yeah, just training even harder than before, grinding harder, facing more and more superstars, and it's all a matter of repetition. Like I really want to, like there's so much, like I'm champion and whatnot, but there's so much more for me to learn. Like I honestly still see myself as a rookie. Like
Right.
I honestly do. Like people can say like, oh, you didn't have to do that. You're the champ. People always do that. So you don't have to do that. You're champion. Just nah, man. Nah, I'm still rookie of the game. I'm
Yeah.
still learning, and as long as I'm still learning, man, I consider myself a rookie. So I'm gonna keep. I'll still help out with the ring. I'll still do this. I'll still help out where I can.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess I'm just gonna. What's next is what I've been doing, but even more.
Yeah.
And that's just working hard, just grinding, just doing the hustle over here, and seeing where it goes. Like I've been doing this since day one, and all these amazing opportunities have come up, and yeah, so that's what I'm gonna keep doing.
Yeah.
It's just working hard, keeping the grind, keeping the faith, and yeah, just always thinking of why I'm doing this, and that's all and that's my family. So I guess that's what's gonna keep me going. So yeah.
Nice. And if anybody ever gets the opportunity to watch this guy wrestle live or on social media or anything like that, like just watch him. Like he's amazing. Like I was there for his debut and I was blown away. I was there for his title match and I was blown away. I was there for when Jake Sheehan broke his streak and again I was blown away. Like he's an amazing talent that has come up and busted his ass to be where he is. If you ever get the opportunity to check this guy out, please do so. Thank you very much for taking the time out, man, and like just giving us the insight. Like I really
Appreciate
do.
it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I'm really excited to see what the future holds for you, and I'm very excited to see even more what is in store for you in like the next 5 years. And like I just can't wait to see all the success that is meant to be coming your way. I can't wait. Like I'm like truly happy that someone has taken all the knowledge in from all these different people, and most people don't. And like that's the difference between of people willing to take a risk and go for their dream and people who just don't really want to. But thank you everybody for joining us for this episode, and I'll catch everybody on the next episode. And thank you very much, Jamie, for joining us.
Cheers, man.